I want you to just picture the ultimate human pain point for a second. It is 3:00 a.m.
Oh boy, the classic 3:00 a.m. wake up.
Right. You're staring at the bedroom ceiling. You have a brand new baby in a bassinet next to you.
Yeah.
And you are functioning on, I mean, maybe 45 minutes of fragmented, completely inadequate sleep.
Just absolute exhaustion.
Exactly. The exhaustion isn't just physical at this point, it's cellular. It's a level of desperation that is practically biological.
It really is.
And usually, when we discuss that scenario, we approach it purely with sympathy. But if you are looking to build or expand a multi-unit business portfolio, you have to look at it differently.
You're looking for a solution to sell.
Right. You don't just want a product that people kind of like. You want a non-discretionary service protected by an impenetrable moat.
A must-have, not a nice-to-have.
Exactly. So what if solving that exact desperate need, that 3:00 a.m. biological imperative for sleep, is actually the foundation of a highly scalable business model?
That's a dream for an investor, honestly.
It really is. So welcome to today's deep dive. Today we are looking at a brand called Let Mommy Sleep. They are the only newborn care franchise in America, and we want to see how they turn overnight infant care into a structured operation.
Yeah, and when evaluating franchise opportunities in the children's services space, the most common models that cross a buyer's desk are usually like tutoring centers.
Or daycare.
Right, daycares, youth sports leagues, things like that.
Very crowded markets.
Super crowded. But what we are examining here is a fundamentally different category of care. Let Mommy Sleep has been operating since 2010 and franchising since 2016.
Okay, so they have a solid track record.
Absolutely. And they provide overnight newborn care, typically from 10 p.m. to 7 a.m.
Wow, 10 p.m. to 7 a.m. I mean, I have to imagine the mechanics of that shift are heavily structured. This clearly isn't just, a warm body sitting in a rocking chair while the parents nap.
Oh, not at all.
A savvy consumer paying for overnight care is going to expect a clinical level of support, especially with a newborn.
Yeah, and that standard of care is really what defines their operational model. These caregivers are actively feeding, changing, soothing, and monitoring single babies.
Which is hard enough on its own.
Right. But often twins, too, which introduces a whole different level of logistical complexity.
Oh, wow. Twins. I can't even imagine.
Yeah, it's intense. And they're also cleaning and sterilizing bottles. They're washing breast pump parts.
They're taking care of all the background chores, too.
Exactly. And if a mother is breastfeeding, the caregiver physically brings the baby to her in bed and then handles absolutely everything else so the mother can just, immediately return to sleep.
That sounds incredible.
It's a game changer.
Yeah.
Furthermore, the model includes these baby basics classes, teaching swaddling, safe sleep protocols, and scheduling. Plus, they do postpartum visits and virtual support.
Okay, so the franchisee is essentially deploying a medical-grade Mary Poppins exactly when a family's physical and emotional bandwidth is entirely depleted.
Medical-grade Mary Poppins is the perfect way to phrase it.
Right. And the staffing model caught my eye because they rely on registered nurses, so RNs and LPNs, as well as certified night nannies and night doulas.
Highly credentialed professionals.
Exactly. Every single provider is CPR and first aid certified, and they hold SIDs and safe sleep certifications. But, let's look at this through the lens of buyer psychology for a second.
Yeah, let's break that down.
I look at this and see a service that bypasses traditional marketing friction because you aren't selling a nice-to-have luxury.
No, not at all.
You are selling cognitive function to a parent who has to, present at a board meeting the next morning.
It is pure cognitive survival. I mean, when a business solves a survival-level need, traditional customer acquisition metrics go completely out the window.
How so?
Well, in franchising, we constantly analyze the difference between discretionary and non-discretionary spending.
Right, okay.
Right.
Like a boutique fitness concept is discretionary.
Exactly. If the local economy tightens, those gym memberships get canceled first. But sleep is a fundamental biological requirement.
You can't just cancel sleep because of inflation.
Exactly. It creates an entirely different tier of brand loyalty. When a franchisee sends a professional into a home at a family's most vulnerable moment, and that professional delivers absolute peace of mind, the retention is staggering.
I bet.
Clients frequently describe caregivers showing up early for every shift or remaining completely unfazed by highly colicky, challenging infants.
That visual is striking. A screaming infant, and the RN is just perfectly calm, sorting it out systematically while the parents finally get to close their eyes.
It's exactly what you're paying for.
But, okay, If the demand is this primal and the service is this beloved, my immediate concern as an investor is barriers to entry.
Sure.
Like, what is stopping a well-funded nanny agency from just adding an overnight tab to their website?
Yeah.
If I'm buying a territory, I need to know the moat is incredibly deep.
Oh, the competitive moat here is structural, not just emotional. First off, Let Mommy Sleep operates as the only newborn care franchise in the country.
The only one. Wow.
Yeah, which provides a massive first-mover advantage. But the true operational moat is their step-down model. From a clinical and a business perspective, it is a highly engineered customer journey.
Okay, walk me through the mechanics of that step-down model because, on the surface, infant care seems like it has a built-in expiration date.
Right, the baby grows up.
Exactly. The baby eventually sleeps through the night and boom, you lose the client.
And that is the exact friction point the step-down model solves. During the highly sensitive perinatal period, like right after the baby comes home from the hospital, a family might require an RN managing the care.
Especially if there are medical complexities or severe postpartum recovery needs.
Precisely. But as the baby grows, feeding schedules stretch out, the parents build confidence, the family doesn't just abruptly terminate the contract.
They don't.
No, they transition or step down to a newborn care provider or utilize a hybrid schedule.
Oh, I see the financial implication there. Instead of burning through the lifetime value of a customer in 4 to 6 weeks, the franchisee keeps that family within the business ecosystem for months.
Exactly. You adjust to their changing needs and their shifting budget, which stabilizes the franchisee's recurring revenue.
It drastically extends the LTV of a single client acquisition.
Yeah,
That's really smart.
it is. But to your earlier point about why a standard nanny agency can't just replicate this, it really comes down to institutional authority.
Institutional authority, meaning what exactly?
A standard agency cannot simply duplicate the credentials Let Mommy Sleep has built. They are the only company in the country awarded a government contract to teach newborn care.
Wait, really? A government contract?
Yeah. And they also actively lobby the government and contribute to national media as recognized industry experts.
See, I was looking at their institutional authority, and this is where I actually got a bit skeptical at first until I saw those government contracts.
It's a huge deal.
How does a childcare franchise end up with federal lobbying power and national teaching contracts? That level of institutional backing has to fundamentally shift how a franchise positions themselves in their local market.
It completely shifts the paradigm from B2C to B2B. If you launch an independent overnight care service, you are fighting for credibility door to door.
Right. Proving you're safe and reliable.
Exactly. But when you open a Let Mommy Sleep franchise, you are launching an extension of an evidence-based, healthcare-adjacent organization.
The trust barrier is dismantled before you even have the first client consultation.
Exactly. And that institutional credibility opens up the most lucrative revenue stream in the business, which is corporate care.
Corporate care. So a franchise isn't just relying on Facebook ads targeting tired parents.
No.
They can walk into the HR department of a major corporation in their territory and pitch this as an executive retention package.
That is the exact growth vector that savvy portfolio owners look for. The franchise positions overnight newborn care as a workplace benefit that actively prioritizes employee welfare.
Because in today's corporate landscape, paid maternity and paternity leave is standard. But the return to work is where massive attrition happens.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
Companies lose top-tier talent because executives are simply too exhausted to return to a high-pressure environment.
So a franchisee can partner with that corporation to offer subsidized overnight care for their key employees.
Yeah.
The ROI for the corporation is undeniable. I mean, they might spend tens of thousands of dollars recruiting and onboarding a senior manager.
Easily.
If they can prevent that manager from leaving the workforce by subsidizing a Let Mommy Sleep contract for a few months, the company saves a fortune in turnover costs.
It's a no-brainer for HR.
As a franchisee, securing just 1 or 2 of those corporate contracts would completely transform your baseline revenue.
It creates highly predictable, high-volume revenue. You are selling corporate productivity and asset retention.
Which comes out of a company's B2B budget rather than a family's personal savings account. That's a huge distinction.
A massive distinction.
That B2B corporate contract angle is fascinating, but, it makes me wonder about the operational friction.
What do you mean?
Well, if I am not dealing with supply chain delays on perishable food or fixing broken commercial fryers, my entire operational bottleneck shifts to human capital.
Right. Staffing.
Yeah, we are currently facing a nationwide nursing shortage. Hospitals are struggling to stay fully staffed. How does a franchisee realistically recruit and retain RNs and highly qualified night nannies in this climate?
It is the most critical question an operator must answer. But you have to look at what you're actually offering these medical professionals.
Okay, what are they offering that's so different?
You are not competing with hospitals for grueling, high-stress, 12-hour trauma shifts where a nurse is managing 8 critical patients at once.
Oh, right.
You are offering a quiet, highly controlled, low-stress environment. It is one nurse, one baby, in a private home.
That makes a lot of sense. For a burned-out RN or a pediatric nurse looking for supplemental income without the chaos of a clinical ward, this is an incredibly appealing alternative.
Extremely appealing. Many franchisees find that their retention of caregivers is high precisely because the work environment is so restorative compared to traditional healthcare settings.
I can definitely see that.
Furthermore, because the franchise operates with a premium positioning and has that institutional backing, the franchisee can command the rates necessary to pay these professionals highly competitive wages.
Right. The margins support the payroll.
Exactly. The operator's primary job is to build a culture that attracts elite care providers, treating them with the respect their credentials demand.
Which means the franchisee is effectively operating as a highly specialized talent agency backed by a national healthcare curriculum.
That's a great way to summarize it.
You are the bridge connecting elite, credentialed care with the local families and corporations that desperately need it. But let's look at the cost of entry for building that bridge.
Let's do it.
Usually, when a franchise has government backing, B2B corporate channels, and a massive competitive moat, you are looking at a multi-$100,000 buy-in. Does this model follow that high capital trend?
Not at all. The unit economics here diverge sharply from traditional franchise models, specifically because of the low barrier to entry.
Okay, so what are we talking?
The total investment range to open a Let Mommy Sleep franchise is between $38,629 and $57,279.
Wait, under $60,000.
Yep, under $60K.
An investment ceiling under $60,000 is almost unheard of for a model with this much infrastructure.
It really is.
Let's put those numbers in perspective for anyone evaluating a traditional fast food or boutique fitness franchise. In those sectors, you might need $1 million in liquid cash just to secure the commercial real estate, navigate local zoning laws, and build out the physical space before you ever make $1 of revenue.
Exactly. And the lack of commercial real estate is the defining factor in that low initial investment here.
Because it's all in-home care.
Right, because this is fundamentally a service-based, in-home model. Your capital expenditure is remarkably low.
That's huge for cash flow.
It is. You are not signing a 10-year commercial lease with personal guarantees.
Oh.
You are not dealing with contractors or expensive retail build-outs.
So where does the startup capital actually go?
Your initial capital is deployed entirely toward revenue-generating activities. So community networking, local marketing, and aggressive recruitment of top-tier nurses.
Okay, looking deeper at the financials, I see the net worth requirement is $100,000 and the liquid cash requirement is $50,000.
Right.
If the absolute maximum total investment is around $57,000, why is the liquid cash requirement set at $50,000? That implies a significant portion of that capital isn't going to the franchisor as a fee, but is being held in reserve.
That is a sharp observation. The liquid capital requirement ensures the franchisee has adequate working capital during the ramp-up phase.
Ah, the runway.
Exactly. When you launch, you need runway to execute your local marketing strategy, build your referral network with pediatricians and OBGYNs, and perhaps float payroll as you secure your first major B2B corporate contracts.
So they just want to make sure you don't run dry in month 3.
Right. The franchisor wants to ensure the operator is well capitalized enough to focus on growth rather than stressing over immediate cash flow.
That makes a lot of sense. I also noticed the royalty fee is set at 4.5%. In the franchise space, we frequently see royalties hovering around 6%, 8%, or even up to 10% in some food concepts.
Oh yeah, food royalties can be brutal.
So a 4.5% royalty leaves a significant amount of margin on the table.
It has a profound impact on the franchisee's EBITDA, which is earnings before interest, taxes, depreciation, and amortization.
Right.
When you keep more of your top-line revenue, you have the financial flexibility to offer highly competitive compensation packages to your RNs and caregivers.
Which, as we discussed, is the lifeblood of the business. You can't operate without the best nurses.
Exactly. And just to round out the terms, the franchise agreement term is 5 years and is renewable. And crucially, they have wide availability, with territories open across more than 40 states.
That wide territory availability is a massive green flag for multi-unit developers.
That's a huge opportunity.
Because if you buy into a legacy brand, you're often fighting for scraps, The less desirable suburban territories because the prime markets were sold out a decade ago.
Yeah, you're stuck on the outskirts.
Here, an operator has the opportunity to lock down premium demographics in major metropolitan areas right now.
And the scalability is vast. Once a franchise masters the recruitment pipeline and establishes relationships with local hospital systems and corporate HR departments, scaling into adjacent territories becomes a highly realistic financial trajectory.
Because you are duplicating a management system, not building another $1 million physical facility.
Exactly.
Given that the financial barrier is low, but the operational requirement for managing medical professionals is high, how should a prospective buyer evaluate their own fit for this model?
That's the million-dollar question.
Because this clearly isn't a passive, semi-absentee investment where you check the cash register once a week.
No, absolutely not. It demands an honest self-assessment of your management capabilities.
So who thrives in this system?
A successful owner implicitly understands the value of credentialed care and can manage a highly educated workforce.
But do they need to be a nurse?
No, you do not need to be a nurse or have a medical background. In fact, many successful owners in healthcare-adjacent franchises come from pure corporate backgrounds.
Interesting.
But you must possess the emotional intelligence to lead professionals who take immense pride in their certifications.
You are managing adults with advanced degrees, not teenagers working a summer job.
Exactly. The management style has to be collaborative and respectful.
And I imagine you also need the business acumen to navigate those B2B environments.
100%. The ideal franchisee is someone who can sit across the table from a local corporate executive and clearly articulate the financial ROI of subsidizing newborn care for their employees.
It is a sophisticated white-collar management role applied to an incredibly human, deeply personal service.
That's a perfect way to look at it.
Evaluating a unique, first-to-market model like this requires serious strategic alignment to ensure your specific skills match the day-to-day realities of the business. It is easy to get caught up in the emotional appeal of the service, but you have to focus on the mechanics of the operation. Thank you for joining us on this deep dive. Keep exploring, keep questioning, and keep thinking strategically about your next big move. We'll catch you on the next one.